So at some point in time, I would end up becoming a bouncer. And I had this idea, and let me go back and tell you this. I think I told you the story of my uncle leaving all of my stuff out there. So he had a company called Rock Solid Fitness. That Rock Solid Fitness, it failed. It failed. It didn't do what it was supposed to do because he didn't take care of the business. So I came back, Kansas City, had nowhere to go, stayed with my cousin, and I worked out with a guy who said, "Hey, Trev, there's a celebrity event going on in Kansas City. Would you like to bounce? We need some extra bouncers." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. How much?" They gave me a price. So that's a good night's work. And turn around, and they was like, "Hey, man, you want to work next weekend?" And I said, it's funny because when I was bouncing, there would be a problem going on in the inside of the club, and I'd say they'd be on the intercom, and one time I was outside, just like literally managing the door outside, and they's like, "Trevor, could you come inside and help with such and such?" And I was like, "Dude, it's 6 of y'all in here. What do y'all need me for?" They was like, "Cause you the angriest." I'm never gonna forget that. It's 6 grown men in there. Like, Trev, you got to come in here and help us out. They'll listen to you. At anywho, I was in the club one night and I had this idea to start Think Fit 365, and a crazy fight broke out. Crazy fight. And in that fight, I saw my life flash before my eyes, and not because any guns were pulled, not because anyone got killed, got shot, none of that stuff. What I saw was there was going to be a problem if I stuck around. So that night, everybody made it out safe. Nobody got hurt too bad. I let the children manager of the club know that. I say, "Man, I'm done here. I'm done, bro." And they were like, "Ha ha ha, Trevor, that's funny. You're not quitting." I was like, "Oh no, I'm donezo, bro." And I remember calling Tim Callahan. I said, "Coach, I'm working on this nutrition certification, and this is during the time where everybody was talking health and wellness and kids and schools and athletes and better food and changing the menus inside of schools." And I said, "Okay, I think I can participate in that." Got me, went through the process of getting Lucha Crisalis's Nutrition Works certification, only to realize right before I got the cert, I was going to take the test, nobody cared. Coach Callahan lended me the opportunity to come and speak to 400 kids in a day. And all the gym classes, all the gym classes that came into the weight room, I get to talk to them when I was jumping, hopping, skipping. And I do mean literally jumping on boxes, benching 315, talking to them while I was benching this stuff because I've always been strong as an ox. And I remember getting one email from a kid named Jake Yankovic. And out of all the stuff I said about nutrition, he says, "Hey, could you train me?" I was like, "Coach, I don't want to train these dang on kids." He said, "Hey, they want to be like you. I'm just saying you might have to just do what you don't want to do." And so I took on this young man, Jake Yankovic. And that was the start of Think Fit 365. That was the start of me obsessing about how I can improve or control the fitness industry, how I could change outcomes. And I repeat, I did not want to train one kid. Went from training one kid to working with almost 10 plus high schools, football programs, volleyball programs, basketball programs, etc., because I figured out how to keep a kid healthy for 13 to 25 plus games through exercise, of course, some nutrition, but through training. And the schools began to cling and allow me to come in and work with all their kids, 109, 107, 100 and whatever, all the time. And that's what really jump-started me taking a look at healthcare and health and wellness and all that other amazing things. So it's funny that your original idea continues to unfold based on how you were raised. My grandfather had to eat healthy because he had an enlarged heart. So I wasn't raised eating unhealthy food. My dad spent 7+ years in a level 5 prison. So he worked out to stay strong and protect himself. In my inspiration and love for my father, I wanted to be like him in some form or fashion outside of going to prison. I began to work out, and that bonded us together when he came out and gave us the time to spend, with each other in such busy schedules, to say the least. And then that fitness, because he taught me to read, write, and apply, became something I obsessed about. which then turned into a business, which gave me perspective on how big the world really is. Hence, I worked for a company called Natera, dealt with thousands of kids over the years, and have now saved many lives from injury and injury prevention. And if you've had an injury, I can help you stay moving, all that stuff. And that's still just the beginning. So when you look at points on your timeline, points on your map, points on your journey, it's funny how they start here for this reason, they go here because of this reason. All the reasons give you a reason to keep going. And that's what I love about fitness. You never leave the gym again feeling less than. You might feel a little defeated, especially if you worked out with me. You'd be like, man, I'm cooked. You might feel like you've been assaulted. Wake up the next day feeling like a mummy. But at the end of the day, you also feel like you've accomplished something, and that if you stay at it, you can do anything. And what better way to take care of yourself than taking care of yourself? Guys, fitness is one of those things that, again, we all go through. I'm gonna take you guys out of the equation. Let me just talk about me. I've gone through many things where I've said, man, I'm gonna get real fit, and you start and you go, that doesn't motivate me. I hate that we have to look a certain way to achieve, to grasp a certain audience. But I do like to work out. That's the truth. And every time I stop working out, I think I think I even get a little bit more frustrated because I'm not taking care of my body, and the body feels better when it's being taken care of. So I know for a fact for me, especially now entering into the final stages before you get to 40, where you go, yeah, we've got to do our walks. We've got to put some weights up. We've got to move. We got to stretch. One thing I never did, we got to stretch. We got to stay active. Dogs keep me active. Fitness is going to keep me alive. And this journey is hopefully going to change someone's life.